rappers. If I send the dressers, they gon' come and stretch.
What it is, it's your boys Deuce and Teddy reporting with the facts, opinions, and BS straight from the top of the key. What's good?
What's up?
What up? What up? Look a little bit better, sound a little bit better. I like your St. Louis sweater. So you representing, huh?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. You good? You good?
Yeah.
I said you look a little bit better, sound a little bit better, and I like your St. Louis sweater.
No. Shout out to the Blues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they win the last cup, was it like 5 years ago?
2019.
2019, so 5 years ago. So it's funny because I know that their fan base grew tremendously. Their fan base in St. Louis grew tremendously once they won the cup. Because I remember, I don't live there no more. But I remember when I came back and I seen all these people with the blues. I'm like, you don't even know what hockey is. You probably don't even know what sport they play. You can't name a person on that damn team. But you know what? I'm happy that their merch
Don't
is going
matter.
up. I'm happy the merch going up.
Because
So.
I think I was living downtown when they won. It was a time. It was definitely a time.
Man, so man, look, talk about a time. When you get drafted by the NBA, you know it's your time. And what you make of that time is what you make of it. So let's get and talk about these here rookies. Before we look too deep into it, I want to ask you, who did you have projected as the top three rookie of the year candidates coming into the 2025 NBA season?
Well, me personally, I didn't know really anything of the number one draft pick. The Zach guy from Atlanta that went to Atlanta, I didn't know nothing much about his game or nothing like that. So for me, coming in, I thought what's his name? Zach Edey for the Memphis Grizzlies because of how good he did in college. I thought he would be one of the top dogs. And also the big from Connecticut that went to Portland was my two possibilities of being big stars in the NBA. But as we see, it's a little different.
And what do you think?
Mm.
So, I really don't follow college basketball. Like I get into it, but not like how Quill, some other people, how y'all follow the college basketball. I know the names on the Tay, he get deep into it. I know Cuzzo Ty been getting deep into it, running off some stuff this year. So I couldn't tell you, but the hype around the two first draft picks, the one that went to the Wizards.
Yeah,
Um,
that was a SAR.
yeah,
They're foreigners.
yeah.
So
They from like France.
yeah, they foreigners. So they didn't have the big name like Wemby. We heard Wemby
Yeah.
from way over across the seas. I didn't hear nothing from them. Like they didn't
So
put them on there. So
they were getting the Wemby, at least the one from France. He was kind of getting the Wemby comparisons. Um, but I heard about both of them. Um, they were kind of getting the Wemby comparisons. Taller frames. I think the one that's on the Wizards, he's 7 foot, was getting the Wemby comparisons because his style of play is similar to Wemby. Doesn't have the height of Wemby, but he's still 7 foot, thin frame, athletic, skill with the ball, could shoot. Um, and I think because of what Wemby was doing, it was casting a light on him or them. So those two, I'm like, I guess, I mean, if they going with this Wemby effect, they should be in there somewhere. Um, but outside of that, I didn't really know who was who or what was what. So I really don't got too much off on that. But what do you think makes what are the ingredients to make for an explosive year, for a rookie to have an explosive year? Like, what is key for a rookie to have an explosive year?
A rookie for me is who can contribute to the team in the most impactful way. It's not the same to me. It's not the same as an MVP candidate where we know nowadays you got to have the points, rebounds, and assists. Like, rookies, your first 1, 2, 3 picks, they may get a lot of minutes, but everybody behind that is a 20 or sub 20-minute guy. So, but whoever makes the most impact, I feel like in a team turnaround, you know, is ingredients for success, rookie of the year. For me personally, that's just me.
Okay. So when I think of that, I can offer you a little more on this one. When I think of that, I think you can have the most talented rookie, but if they're selected in the wrong place, you won't see it because they have to be given that opportunity for growth, the development piece in that growth, but to showcase those skills. Because you can have a talented person, but if you get drafted to the Golden State Warriors, what happens? If you are big, you don't really get to showcase that talent. Most because Steve Kerr has proven he doesn't really cater to the bigs. He doesn't really tend to the bigs. He doesn't really develop the bigs. Or sometimes, like, let's go back a few years on Golden State. If you're a guard, you're going to be extremely limited because let's go back 5 years. You're going to be limited because we still looking at Steph, Clay, prime or at the peak of the prime where they may be on the decline, but they still up there. And you got them years, so they're not going to get that. So look at Jordan Poole. Would Jordan Poole have gotten that if Clay never got injured, if Durant never got injured, if they never traded Durant? So you look at that and see how that environment, that franchise at the time wasn't really rookie friendly. That's why they really didn't do a lot of the young talents, and the young talents they did draft, they were up out of there before you knew it. So I think that's like one of the biggest things. Like that's a big thing. Having that
But
opportunity.
yeah. But like you use for your Warriors example, the Warriors is such a good team and always been such a good team in this generation that they don't get the top rookies coming in. It's those bad teams that normally get the big time rookies that get a chance to really do their thing and stuff like that. Like the Warriors ain't getting the top 5 draft picks and stuff like that. The good
But
teams ain't getting the top draft picks that are scouted to be.
but think of this though. Think of this. How many players have been talented who were not in the lottery?
And you got one that's just crazy that's never gonna happen in life
But
again.
but I'm not talking about superstar. You don't have to be superstar to be at that level. You got some people who are out there doing their thing and they not necessarily superstar level or even star level, but it's like, hey, they got a name. You got to think. We
Like
got Jonathan Kuminga at number 8.
that's a top 10 draft pick still.
But you said the Warriors have been so good they haven't. I'm just saying.
That,
So
that's
we've
just
been
that
in
one.
them.
That was that
Yes.
1 year y'all had a slack year.
But I'm also bringing to light there's people outside of the top 10, and we could talk about this one day. We
We
could
gonna
go
have
through.
to.
We're gonna have
We
to
gonna,
go through
we
and how
gonna
some of
have
these
to.
that's taken after the lottery are better than the lottery. We could do that.
We're gonna have to because I feel like everybody that's top 20, because they do what 20. Anybody that's in the top 20, top 15, and that's still in the NBA to this day is deserving. Like Drew Holiday won top 10 in his draft class,
But
two-time NBA champion.
that's what I'm
You know,
saying though. That's what I'm saying. So just because you're a top pick, it don't necessarily mean you got the most talent. Because sometimes it's what the teams need. Like we need this. We don't need all of that. But either way, so the league says the top. League says the top. They got number 1, Jared McCain's Philadelphia 76ers. Look at his situation. If you give him a healthy team, is he in this situation? I think it's not. With you having Embiid, that opens up a lot. him being out. And then you got Paul George going out game one. Those gonna be your two primary scores. Maybe you put Paul George behind Tyrese Maxey, but those gonna be two of your top three primary scores out at the same time. And you need buckets. That opens up the ability for him to average 15.2. 15.2 points a game is not like, oh, but that's how he's getting his 15.2 points a
For a
game.
rookie, that's really nice.
But I'm saying, it ain't it's rookies that it came out and did more. So it ain't like, oh, but it's like, hey, that kid balling, like he's gonna catch your eye. But then on top of that, you lose Maxey. So now you got Embiid and Maxey out. Then Embiid come back, but he this and that. And then Paul George out again. So it's continuing to offer him a fortunate opportunity, and he is capitalizing. That's what I'm talking about. Otherwise, you get the whole healthy team. He may see the floor, most likely sees the floor. But now you got to sit behind Maxey and B, Paul George. One of those three gonna be on the court at all times, which then dims your green light. In the environment he's been on that court without them a lot. So he
But
got the number one.
yeah, it's deserving because he putting up numbers against starters, which is big because he could
Starters,
be putting up those
veterans.
numbers against the second unit too if he was running in the second unit. We can only imagine what he could do.
Yeah.
Because if you could put up that against the first unit, what can you do up against the second unit? So shots out to him. Much deserving.
They said he got a 27.3 usage rate, and that's higher than Devin Booker's and LeBron James. He's averaged 27.7 points per game this week, shooting over 50% from the field.
Hey,
And
next
he just
man
dropped
up.
30.
Next man up. That's the motto for professional athletes. When somebody go down, next man up.
Number 2, Jalen Wells, Memphis Grizzlies, 11.5 points per game, 3.1 rebounds per game, 1.6 assists per game. He was the number 1 prior to last week. Drafted number 39. I'm going to go back to McCain. He was drafted number 16. He was 5 last week. At the last, not last week, but the last report, he's number 1 now. So now you got Jalen Wells. Same thing. Them injuries. Ja Morant out, Desmond Bane out, and when they out, Marcus Smart going to sit down.
Hey,
It
don't
is.
do our boy like that.
But it's the truth. You got to think. You got so much left in Marcus Smart, and he's going to be key to your team winning. So why risk it when you ain't got none of your biscuits out there? Why?
Say something hurt.
Nah, they called me. Hey, Ja, you playing today? Yeah, I just got the word. Baines ain't either, so I'm gonna be right there with y'all. That's how I go. Because, like I say all the time, right now, how many ailments you got? I'm pretty sure you could say you're still sick. I'm pretty sure you could say your legs hurt, your ankles hurt, your hands. Yeah, I know your hands hurt. They dry as shit. I know they cracking. You can say a bunch of stuff on you.
Actually don't crack. You ain't gonna throw that out there. Well, go ahead. I got tough skin, boy.
So you can say a bunch of stuff. Imagine what these NBA players who played their careers a physically demanding career. They could say a bunch of stuff. So, hey, he doing that. Jalen Wells. Number 3, Connect 4, Los Angeles Lakers, 11.3 points per game, 2.5 rebounds per game, 1.1 assists per game. He wasn't ranked prior to this, drafted 17. So we haven't talked about a lottery pick yet. Top 15.
That guy is deserving because he
went off for 37, didn't he?
Yes.
9 threes.
Tied NBA rookie record. But he deserved his flowers because coming into the season with him being a top 20 draft pick and getting no type of respect, no type of nothing because of the Bronny situation, Like he was thrown to the back burner. I don't even think he played the first game, but Bronny did.
No, he did. I think so. He did.
He has shown up and shown out. And we all been saying the Lakers need a shooter. And the last 6, 7 games, he's stepping up and being just that. Like Buddy has shown up and shown out in
So
spite of.
this is what I say about him. I disagree. Even in the mix of the Bronny chaos. So he played 25 minutes the first game, scored 16 points. Even in the mix of that Bronny situation, you can see in the preseason, he was getting more like there was a narrative to Bronny, there was the hype, there was the excitement to Bronny being on there, but it was also we understand the situation. Bronny never got to what I'm seeing. Bronny never got that. Oh, this is you. You gonna do this? It was more so like we all know why you here, Bronny. All right, dude was getting that love. He was getting that green light. He was getting that go. And that's what he was doing. And I see him and he's scoring buckets. Meanwhile, Bronny airballing, still ain't scored in the preseason game. He did. You see him connect four. That's how he got his name Connect Four, because everybody knew he could connect the dot, put them dots in that damn basket. So I disagree with you. You may not have been privy to it, my old guy, but me and the younger nation, I'm privy to it. I know that boy was gonna do that. Everybody been talking about him when he got drafted. They was talking about how they got that shooter. They trying to figure out what he was gonna be and where he was gonna fit in into this. And I don't think his situation is one of those where you could say the injuries allowed him to boom boom boom, because you still got majority of the people who was healthy when he got drafted, they're still healthy. You had 80 go down a little bit. He came back. Other than that, I mean, Jackson Hayes is down, but he ain't, him and Jackson Hayes ain't sharing minutes really. So really it was just him building the trust and getting used to the NBA speed and the NBA competition and the NBA schedule. Doing that opened up more time for him. So that's when you get to see him. Now he in the starting lineup because D'Lo floating around, trade pick. D'Lo ain't really figuring it out. Austin Reeves maybe push him to the back. Now he out there with the LeBrons, putting up 37, scoring 9 threes in a game. That's how he gets to that one. So, hey,
Much deserved.
yeah, yeah. So you can get it any way. Now that's talent. I think they all talented, but he got the talent, and that's how he just off his talent. That's how he got it, and his opportunity was given on show us what you got when you hit the floor. Versus sometimes that opportunity is the same thing, but it comes by way of an unfortunate event for the franchise. So, a big up to all the rookies. Big up to all the rookies. Looking at that, McCain, I think he has the greatest opportunity if he's able to solidify himself in that rotation. I think McCain has the greatest opportunity. Um, then who is it? Is it somebody from the Edie Cool? He seemed a little bit soft. Stefan Castle. I
That's my
liked
guy.
what he did against my Warriors the other day. Stefan Castle, I can see him growing deeper into that conversation. Um, Other than that, that's I ain't saying the other ones suck, but yeah, it's not a but. It's just, man, I don't see them being up there. So I think Stefan Castle gonna continue to emerge because the Spurs got who they gonna have. Vassell gonna come back. Um, It'd be interesting to see where they go with Vassell returning. Sohan gonna come back. It'd be interesting to see. Keldon Johnson gonna come back. It'd be interesting to see. But they drafted him high. I think they're gonna use him. Um, he's the number 4 draft pick. They drafted him high, so I think they're gonna use him. But I think Stephon Castle, and then who we say Stephon Castle, Connect Four, and Jared McCain. I think those gonna be your top three. I don't think it's gonna be like a year where like Wemby just it was like clear as Wemby, and maybe you can argue a little bit for Chet. I don't think it's gonna be anything like that. I think it's gonna be something where it's like competitive, which is good in nature.
Down to the wire.
Down to the wire. All right. So now we're gonna talk about high value trades or high value targets. I want you to give me who you think are the top five high value trade targets in the NBA. Top five. Don't have to be in the order.
Zach LaVine.
Zach LaVine.
Definitely, that'd be top dog. Maybe Jimmy Butler. Hmm. Who else? I know the Lakers looking for somebody. So D'Lo, valuable to somebody. Austin Reeves also, both of them, D'Lo and Austin Reeves, I can see being moved. And Bi.
Elo. Austin Reeves. I'm about to kick your ass at this. You said BI?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm gonna keep these because we're gonna revisit this. We're gonna revisit this in a later episode. So mine, and I'm gonna say this in order.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put mine in order. Giannis. I don't know how you miss Giannis. On that same team, you know how you went with I'm a Austin Reeves, D'Lo, Lakers. I'm gonna do this. D-Lil. Chris Middleton. All the same team. Because they gotta find answers. Would you agree or disagree?
Yeah, I don't see Giannis going nowhere but the other two yet.
Giannis gonna go somewhere if he demanded. That's the thing. If he get fed up, Giannis gonna go. Um, Jimmy Butler, we agree with that. And the only reason I put Chris Middleton over Jimmy Butler is because he's the most likely piece to depart from between him and D. Lil to depart from the Bucks. And last but not least, Michael Porter Jr. Been hearing his name a lot in the trade talk, even to the point to where they like, shit, he may go to the Warriors. I kind of like that, depending on the trade package. So, um, so I'm looking at yours. I'm kind of lost at how you skipped over some big names. Like at least somebody on the Bucks. You see the Bucks struggling, so you gotta understand somebody on the Bucks getting traded. KD, I don't see how you miss KD because the Suns, but because they winning, maybe that's why we don't bring up KD because the Suns winning. So that makes sense. Zach LaVine, I get it. Haven't his name hasn't been thrown around that much recently, honestly, because they understand don't nobody want Zach LaVine big ass contract. So Brandon Ingram, definitely understand that. I don't know if they want to pull the plug on that, but I can see him growing upset in that environment. No DeJounte Murray, no Zion as usual, no CJ McCollum. Um, yeah, I can see that being the case. How you feel about my list?
Based off of what you're saying, it makes sense. My interpretation of the question was who you think is going to be moving. Top five big names who you think is going to be moving. So that's why I didn't say nobody like Giannis and D.
Yeah,
Lil, you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
But
Interpretations are key.
according to what you're saying, yes, it makes the most sense that the Bucks are going to make moves. But I heard them saying, so I feel like I thought I read something about they was going to try to make it because they was talking about Doc in the game, like they was going to try to make it work with Doc in the game. So I was like, I don't know if they gonna even try to trade or they're gonna try to fix it or what because they starting to win a little bit. But
All I'm gonna tell you is All I'm gonna tell you is if Giannis says I'm pissed, the dominoes get to fall. That's the first domino to fall. And he ain't gonna take too much losing. Nobody respects the green, nobody fears the green. They not in contention. That's not gonna last long. Here, where are they in standing right now? They probably would. Can't be number 6, I think that's where are they in standing? The Bucks. They're in there. They're in the 6th spot. Bam. 6th spot. 8 and 9. 8 and 9. And the Heat just returned. The Knicks just got on board. The Magic was struggling, but they number 3. So let these other teams figure it out. They're going to be in the top. They're going to be in the top most likely, unless the Raptors return, Philly return. Yeah, the Raptors and Philly, and even then, I think they'll still make it. Let Giannis say, "I am distraught." The domino. That's the first domino to fall, and that's what's happening. The hell with Doc. We'd rather keep Giannis than keep Doc.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that.
So,
But then you say Michael Porter Jr., like, I don't know where he can end up. I hope it ain't on the west side. If y'all get him, I hope he go to the east. Because if he stayed on the west, he better come to us. But we ain't got, I know that ain't happening. So if you going to the east side, going over there and find a home. Don't be over here because you're gonna mess it up for all of us.
Looking at that, he don't look like the previous years, and I think a part of it is reality setting in. His relatives out here fucking up. One in jail, one probably on his way to jail. The one in jail, he gonna be there for some time because what he did. The other one, if he keep fucking up, he gonna go to jail. And then the other one suspended from the league. Like, you supposed to be a family, and y'all supposed to be on top of the world. Like, check the stats of my team winning type stuff.
They are the family that the Ball family thought they was supposed to be type situation. I get it, and all that type of, but still, that's a 6'10" monster right there. That you, I don't want.
But
no
I'm saying you got to
with.
think mentally. Everything that I'm trying to tell y'all mentally, like, you got to think. He making jail phone calls. He putting money on jail books.
But
like,
even
with
all that said, he could still hit a shot. He still got size. He could still show up on any given Sunday.
No, I'm just talking about his demeanor, the way he look when he out there. That's what I'm talking about.
I don't want no smoke. So if he,
I entertain
it. As long as I mean, if he on our team, it's a plus. If he ain't, if he our enemy, don't go to another team that's gonna make it difficult.
Is that like, did they give you kind of like a KD to the Warriors? Not
Yeah.
on that level,
No,
not on that level, but like,
it could make a difference just based off of size. Cause like it'll mess up everything we got going on for sure. Especially if he owned the Warriors, because now y'all got that size and he could still shoot to go with the Warriors. So he could still shoot the 3-ball to go with the Warriors, but he also has that size to help you rebound and help spread the floor. I don't need all of that. You stay on where you stay over there with Jokic, or go to the east side.
Player other than that rookie you drafted.
That's what I'm saying. Go on over there to the east side and create havoc. I don't want them problems. You messing up our live city.
So I got something special for you. Okay. I got something special for you. So these is a rumble of questions. Need to hit answers. So what is about your Dallas Mavericks? What is the biggest deficiency you see on the Mavericks now?
Just playing together, just experience and playing together. Really, like
so the lack of chemistry.
Yep.
Okay.
We're showing depth now, so a little bit.
Okay. What guarantees the win for the Mavericks? So when you talk about typical games, competition, any night, what guarantees a win for the Mavericks?
If Kyrie is in his bag, not Luka, Kyrie. Kyrie is, to me, is the golden goose. If he is in his bag, he's comfortable and he's happy and he's healthy. Kyrie Irving. That's the guarantee. Or Luka giving us Luka numbers, but don't got the ball in the last 15 seconds. I don't want him with the ball in the last 15.
Okay. Luka is out for at least 4 games. What are your thoughts when you hear this? Initially, what are your initial thoughts?
Doesn't worry me because as we seen when we got Kyrie, we was winning without Luka. Like when you got another ball dominant player that can do it, like a Kyrie, it doesn't. I'm not worried.
Okay, so now after seeing a couple of games, how do you feel about their performance? How they've been performing?
Nice, because all the lower star names are stepping up. Marshall, Grimes, Dinwiddie, Hardy, like those guys that aren't all-star level players, but playing like all-star level players is nice. We're getting production because from last year, all of our production came from like 4 guys:
Mhm.
PJ, Gaffer, Lively,
And then
Luka,
PJ
and
phased
Kyrie.
out. Gafford
Yeah,
phased
he
out at the
faced
end
that,
of the
but
year.
those are our 5
Yeah.
production pieces. And then you get a little sprinkle from Tim every now and then. You get a little sprinkle from Cleaver. Nah, now we got more people giving more production, and I'm liking that. And PJ is, as of lately, is finally in his bag. He's comfortable. It seems as though. So
Okay. I think PJ more than comfortable. He's assertive.
okay.
Like I see PJ, and it's crazy. We talked about Nazi, and you like Nazi a baller, and I'm like, the crazy thing is, I remember watching Nazi on the Pelicans last year, and you knew he would go in and be that aggressive player, that enforcer. But what I'm seeing, he did a move the other game. Who y'all played? When y'all was going against the Nuggets, I'm like, was that Kyrie? But it was Najee. It was like, I'm like, shit, boy. Man, I gotta put me in my bag. So, okay. How does no Luka impact the Mavs? I think you kind of flirted with it, but I want to ask you this specifically. How does no Luka impact the Mavs?
Luka is a ball dominant person, so a lot of the times when Luka's on the court, it's a lot of catching and shooting, catching one dribble, make a move. With Luka not on the court, everybody gets a chance to kind of create. It's a little more rec ballish type basketball, but people are allowed to create. You see Hardy dribbling, shaking, looking like a Kyrie Irving Jr. You see Najee Marshall keep putting the ball on the ground, driving. You see PJ catching the ball at the top and going straight downhill, giving us
Mm-hmm.
20 something. So it may be less assist type basketball, but people are allowed to show us why they are in the NBA, how they are individual ballers, and I like that for them because it helps build confidence. Once people start seeing that ball go in the hoop, that's a dangerous game for anybody in the NBA. Once you see
Okay.
the ball hit the bottom of the net, so it's good for the others to develop some game and to get comfortable and let them do their thing.
All right. So would you say that the Mavs is a better team without Luka?
No. Luka is still one of the top 5 NBA players in the league. You
Okay, but
cannot
you got to
take
think a team aspect. It's not saying that they're more deadly, but if you're getting all of this production from all of those other players, it's more of a
no,
team concept. Okay.
no, no.
Okay,
You're not a better team.
who's your closing five? Real quick.
I'm talking
Like
about on
closing minutes of a game, who you got on the court?
Lively, Ivan, Marshall, Luka, PJ.
PJ, bam. Who would you rather have the ball in the closing minutes of the game?
Ivory, Kyrie Irving, put that boy in the ball, get that boy the ball and get out of his way.
All
He gonna
right, so
score.
tell me, break down the last play of the game, 10 seconds. Kyrie Irving got the ball.
It depends on what they do.
Down
He's a
two,
good.
they need to score.
Yeah, if they double him, he'll drive and kick it out or draw the foul, and he will hit the free throws. He can
Unlike
lob it
tonight.
to, he can he can lob it to Lively or Gafford, and they can hit. Or if you go 1-on-1 with him, which is a mistake, he'll pull up on a 3, hit it. He'll pull up at the elbow. He can score from anywhere. So if it's 10 seconds down by 2, just get out the way. ISO
Where you
Kyrie
want him to
Irving.
score? Where you want him to shoot it from?
I like the pull-ups. I like the
Where?
lobs. Elbow on in.
Okay, so you going for the
Elbow on
tie,
in. Yeah.
and he gonna draw the
Yeah.
foul.
He either gonna draw the foul, he gonna hit it.
Okay, hey, good talk. I appreciate you, my boy. I appreciate you. Time
Your
for the key.
turn next week.
Deuce and Teddy. We out, my boy.
Let it burn, you gon' get it back. These just my confession. Stay in traffic, can't get picked off like no shit in duck. Keep one in the tuck. Wife be mad, but bet she still gon' fuck. Don't speak more.